How to compound most of your 20s. I have 3 steps to follow. If I was in my 20s, I would have, if I followed this would have been really helpful for me. The first one is invest. Start investing. Please start investing early. Like, I started investing when I was 21. As soon as I got my first job, I started investing. I don't know, for some reason, I was going through how people get rich. I was so obsessed to become rich. I was just reading all of the books, and most of the books suggested people wealthy actually started investing early. So they all invest. So I just randomly started investing. I did not know ABCD about investing. I just created a Demat account randomly. I didn't know anything about investing, and I just started investing. I started SIP when I was 20, when I just kept it on every month, and I'm so glad that I started it. So if anyone around there did not have any SIP, please start SIP. For example, how compounding works is, if you invest 1 lakh in any index fund which grows around 13 to 14%, in 30 years it will be 50 lakhs. Like, bro, you did nothing. You just kept your 1 lakh there and it is 50 lakhs. Like, I know 30 years is very long time, but you did nothing, right? It's just an index fund that you chose and put it your money. That's the power of compounding. So please never ignore compounding. Learn how compounding works, and you will thank yourself later. When you were in 20s, you understood the power of compounding. One of my favorite investor, Naval Ravikant, and the philosopher, always says, play long-term game with the long-term people. I cannot, tell you how important that line is, because I didn't know what that was, what that really meant when I was young. I really listened to Naval when I was 20, 21, but I didn't really understood what he was actually saying. But now that I'm old, I understand what he meant, what he exactly was trying to say. So the second thing is skill compounding. Whatever the skill you think you like, anything it can be, when you're in your 20s or any age, you think this is the skill you like talking, writing, recording, anything, please let that compound. Start early and do not give up on it. Keep going on it, keep working on it. That's the best thing that you can do to yourself. Compound your skills. Third one is relationship compounding. I still have a friend who was my friend when I was like 10-year-old. That is the compounding. The level of trust we have is crazy. I want to have this compounding relationship with every friendship, and that is so crazy because we know so much about each other, and relationship compounds, friendship compounds. In business also, the matters a lot. If you know the person from very long time, you can just trust each other and do the business without putting on paper or thinking much. That is actually also accountability compounding. This is what Nawal actually talks about in his podcast. The fourth one, I never did this, but I am regretting, but I'm trying to do this now. Create more than what you consume. Because the more you create, the more you know, right? You're just consuming and not putting it out. It's just waste. You have to actually create to understand what is that you love creating, what is that you don't like creating. You will consume everything, but when it comes to creating, it's not exactly that way. Whenever you create, you will understand, oh, this is what I like to create and this is not what I like to create. So whenever you consume, think about as a creator, not as a consumer. Whatever you consume, think it as like, how can I bring value towards this? How can I create something from my perspective that is gonna help you in compounding? And please avoid shortcuts. Shortcuts never work. Like, that's a drawback to compounding. Like, shortcuts will never work because there is nothing to compound. Like, for example, if people who won the lottery, they literally went through the shortcut, right? And they really didn't make much. After 5 years or 3 years, they are broke again because they did not compound the knowledge. They did not get any skills. They don't know how to save, invest, or do anything with the money. They only know how to spend it. Though it's just a disaster. Shortcuts are really disasters. So in everything, do not look for shortcuts. When I was really young also, I was doing a lot of crash diets just to look pretty and lose my weight ASAP. But that's really bad. Shortcut really hurt my skin, my body, my hair, everything. And shortcuts are not something you should be looking when you're in 20s. You should know it takes time. It takes 5 years. It takes 10 years. That is when everyone falls down. No one want to wait 5-10 years. So if you are someone who can act as per the delayed gratification, this is really going to benefit. When I actually say to my friends or my family, invest every month this amount, after 10 years this is going to be such a big amount, they don't really care about it. They're like, who will be alive till 10 years? Who cares? But that is how everything works, right? You work for the job for 30 days, and end of that 30 day only you'll get paid. You waited that 30 days. This is exactly like that. You have to delay the gratification. At the end of the day, you'll get paid. First you have to show your skills, then only you'll get paid. That is how it works. First you have to invest your money, then it will grow. It takes time. Everything is compounding in life. That doesn't, just because you don't see it, that doesn't mean that doesn't exist. Albert Einstein says compounding is the eighth wonder of world. Even Warren Buffett, one of my favorites, his net worth grew more than 90% when he hit 60. So that's the power of compounding. If you have already read the Psychology of Money book, this one, Morgan Housel completely talks about this, comparing Jim Simon and Warren Buffett. It's a good topic. I want everyone to experience that in knowledge, in money, or in every skills. That's a great add-on. If you're in 20s, you're lucky that you understand compounding. You can compound everything until you're alive. So make most of it. So thank you for watching. If you really like this video, hit a thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you.